this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to crochet the Tunisian ripple stitch. This video is part of a series on my channel where we're exploring different Tunisian crochet stitches that would work really well for blankets. I chose this stitch because it's a 1-row repeat. You can do a lot of playing around with colour and it looks just as beautiful on the front as the back of the stitch. So let's get learning the Tunisian ripple stitch. Start by making a slip knot using your preferred method, and then for this stitch your starting chain needs to be a multiple of 14 plus 2. So for the purposes of this tutorial I'm going to be going for a chain of 44. So that's my starting chain finished. I'm now going to go ahead and work my foundation row, which is the same foundation row we use for most Tunisian crochet stitches. If you already know how to do that from a previous tutorial, jump ahead to this timestamp here to learn how to do the Tunisian ripple stitch. If this is your first Tunisian crochet tutorial, I am going to take you through this foundation row step by step. So first we're going to turn our chain over and identify those back bumps of the chain. So these loops of yarn here that create a bump on the back side of the chain there. And we're going to be working into those bumps for the forward pass of your foundation row. So we're going to skip this first bump here and I'm going to put my hook under the next bump there, like that. Yarn over and pull up a loop. We're going to repeat this all the way across the chain, so hook into the next bump of the chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, hook into the next bump, yarn over and pull up a loop, and repeat this all the way down your chain and I'll meet you there. So I've worked across to the end of my chain and now double check the number of loops you have on your hook. This should be the same number of loops as the number of chains that you chained to start with. So for Tunisian crochet we actually work each row twice. We work across in this direction picking up loops, that's called a forward pass, and then we cast off all of those loops, essentially doing the return pass back in this direction. So for this stitch all of our return passes are the same. We yarn over and pull through 1 loop only, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and keep repeating that. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Keep doing that all the way across until you've got 2 loops left on your hook, and I'll meet you here and show you how we change colour. So I've repeated that across my row and I've got 2 loops left on my hook. Now I'll show you how we change colour. First, snip your old colour with leaving a tail approximately 6-7 inches to weave in later. Then pull up the end of your next colour. Lay that yarn over the top of your crochet hook, leaving a tail long enough to weave in later, and then pull that loop through the 2 loops on your hook, like that. So we've now successfully changed colours, ready for row 2. Before we start row 2, I just want to explain how ripples are made in Tunisian crochet, and this goes for normal crochet and knitting as well. To create this ripple zigzag effect, what we do is row on row we stack increases on top of each other to create the peak of the ripple, and we stack decreases on top of each other row on row to create the valley of the ripple. So peak, valley are actually increase, decrease, increase, decrease, row on row, and stacking them like that is what creates this ripple effect. So I'll show you how we do that in Tunisian crochet now. So at the start and end of each row we're going to be working an increase, and to do that we need to understand the names of the loops that make up a Tunisian crochet stitch. So here we have multiple loops that make up one Tunisian crochet stitch. We've got this loop of yarn here and this loop of yarn here. The two we're interested in for this tutorial is this loop here, this one. This is called the front vertical bar here, and we're also interested in this loop here. This is called the top horizontal bar. So the vertical bar and the horizontal bar. I'm going to be referring to them through this tutorial, so it's important you understand what I mean when I'm saying those terms. So our first stitch is going to be a stitch called Tunisian simple stitch. To work a Tunisian simple stitch we put our hook under that vertical bar there, yarn over and pull through a loop. That was one Tunisian simple stitch. We're now going to make one increase. To make an increase, we put our hook under the top horizontal bar, so that stretch of yarn I showed you earlier. So I'm putting my hook underneath that top horizontal bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, and that was one increase. Next, work 5 Tunisian simple stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're now at the valley of the ripple, so we're going to do a decrease. To decrease in Tunisian simple stitch, we work under 3 vertical bars at once. So to do that, put your hook under the next 3 vertical bars all at once, yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops there. So here you can see we've decreased 1, 2, 3 Tunisian simple stitches into one loop. Then we're going to work 5 Tunisian simple stitches, so underneath that vertical bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're now at the peak of the ripple, so here we need to do some increases. When we did our decreases, we managed to do that in one step. We did it by putting our hook through 3 loops. For these increases, we're going to be increasing by 2 stitches, but we're going to have to do it in a few steps because our increases are going to be separated by 1 Tunisian simple stitch. So to do that, put your hook under the horizontal bar, yarn over and pull up a loop. Then do a Tunisian simple stitch, so under the vertical bar, and then we're going to work another increase. So I'm going to increase by going under the next horizontal bar there. So what we've worked here is an increase, a Tunisian simple stitch, an increase. So that is the increase part of the peak of the ripple. We're now going to repeat this sequence across. So we're going to do 5 Tunisian simple stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a decrease. So we're going to put our hook under 3 vertical bars, 1, 2, 3, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Then we're going to work 5 Tunisian simple stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then next we're going to do some increases, so I'm going to go under that horizontal bar there to make an increase, then a Tunisian simple stitch, then another increase, like that. And then we're going to keep repeating that across the rows, so 5 Tunisian simples, decrease, 5 Tunisian simple, increase. I will do a written sequence of those stitches down in the description so you've got something to aid your memory by, and I will meet you once we're almost finished the end of this row and I'll show you how we finish off over here. So I've continued repeating that sequence of stitches across the row. I've just done a decrease here and then 5 Tunisian simple stitches, and the only stitch I've got left to work is our edge stitch. Before we do that edge stitch, we're going to work one more increase to ensure that our stitch count remains the same. So I'm going to put my hook under that top vertical bar again, and then I'm going to work the last stitch. We're going to do this the same as we do with pretty much all Tunisian crochet stitches, is rather than just going under that vertical bar at the edge, we create a neater edge by going under 2 loops there, yarn over and pull up a loop. This is the edge it creates, so it's a lot neater by going under those 2 loops. So that's our forward pass done. We're now going to do our return pass. So yarn over, pull through 1, and then yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, all the way across until you've got 2 loops left, and I'll meet you there. So I'm continued working till I've got 2 loops left because I'm going to change colour for the next row, but I just want to show you that the ripple is starting to take shape. You can see that my piece of crochet is starting to look a bit wavy, and as you add more and more and more rows to this, it does get more and more wavy until it settles at about 90 degrees. These ripples are, so that bit there is like 90 degrees. So we're now actually going to repeat this row over and over again until our piece of crochet is the size it wants to be. So once your crochet blanket is the size you want it to be, I recommend casting off using the same method I teach in my Tunisian Crochet for Complete Beginners video here, and you'll also find out how to deal with all of these ends in that video as well, because as beautiful as it is changing colours every row, you do end up with loads of ends you need to deal with. So yeah, check out that tutorial on your screen. I have a whole playlist of other Tunisian crochet stitches I'll pop on this side of your screen, and I'll see you again next week for another tutorial.